We welcome you to a brand new spanking schools rugby season. It's the Dialog Schools Knockout Championship quarterfinals, pre-quarterfinals rather. Trinity College, the defending runners-up, taking on Thurstan College here at Longdon Place. We're at CRNFC for the first game of a very, very long season. Joining me in the commentary box is Romario De Silva. Romario, welcome to the Combox.
Welcome, Sabit, Tabit. And Abit, actually, this is the first time I've heard someone calling their team defending runners-up. But yeah, I'm sure there will be a lot to play for this time around. And well, Trinity College have come down to Colombo, all guns blazing, and will no doubt be hoping to make it a memorable season.
Where we are just off a brilliant club rugby season, Romario, a fantastic season that ticked all the boxes that Sri Lanka rugby wanted it to tick. And now we are in for a brand new schools rugby season. And schools rugby always generates a big crowd, huge enthusiasm as we see what the conditions will be like today. It's a very hot day here in Colombo. 29 degrees Celsius feels a lot warmer than that. The wind factor here at CRNFC always proves to be tricky. So how the back threes of both teams tolerate the wind will be very important. But coming back to that, we're coming off a brilliant club rugby season. And this schools rugby season will just give you the same level of excitement.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone will be expecting the schools rugby season to do better, because historically it has done better than all the club rugby seasons, because there is a lot more traction to it, and I'm sure it will deliver.
Both teams going through their warm-ups here at Longdon Place. Couple of known faces from a couple of weeks back here in the Trinity College coaching camp that played in the grand finals of the Melbourne Interclub Rugby League. And then you have Thurstan, who have coaches that have huge responsibility coming up in Shamli Nawaz.
Indeed, I think Shamli Nawaz will look to better his campaign from last year, and Fazil will be hoping for some better luck here.
Today we have two pre-quarterfinal fixtures coming your way. It's a Wednesday, and it's Trinity College taking on Thurstan College. That's the broadcast that you're watching right now. St. Peter's College will take on Ananda College across the road at the Royal College Sports Complex. And that's going to be an interesting game as well. And how these teams start the season is always important, Romario. The momentum that you take forward, especially with a knockout tournament right at the start. If you don't hit the road running right at the start, you're out of the tournament.
Indeed, I think you need to set the tone for the season. And I think early on there is no better time than that.
Well, the way the draw is for this Dialog Schools Rugby Knockouts, Isipatana College take on Science College. These are pre-quarterfinal fixtures. St. Joseph's take on Kingswood. That will be on Saturday. Royal College take on St. Anthony's College. St. Thomas's College take on Sri Sumangala College. That game will be on Sunday, of course, after the Battle of the Blues. And then on the other side of the draw, Ananda College take on St. Peter's College. That game is happening today at the Royal College Sports Complex. Wesley College take on Mahanama College in another pre-quarterfinal fixture. DS Senanayaka College will take on Zahira College here under lights on Saturday. And Thurstan College take on Trinity College. So it's all up for grabs for these teams. They'll play in 3 weeks before they come up to the final, and all these teams will want to play in all 3 of those weeks.
Well, in fact, I think looking at the table, you can see the side from where Trinity is seems to be a bit of a more favorable draw, while on the other side we have all the big hitting teams who will meet somewhere along the way.
Well, you got St. Joseph's College on the other side, Romario. That probably is why you say that's the more difficult side of the draw, but the crowd is setting in here. Despite it being a Wednesday, despite having a team that is coming from an outstation district to play this game in Trinity College, we've got the crowds in, and that's something that the schools rugby circuit always demands.
Indeed, I think there will be quite a few eyes on this game, but before we go any further, we will go in for a quick commercial break. I'll be back with stats and kickoff on the other side.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මා ගාව නෑ මහත්තයා.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස් ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස් ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Introducing the 2025 TVS Apache RTR 204V.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
එතකොට මහත්තයාරුනේ ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් ග්‍රවුට් වෝටර්ප්‍රූෆින් ස්කිම් කොට් නේ.
ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් නැද්ද මුදලාලි? අතන කඩේ 140ක් දෙන්නම් කිව්වා.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මා ගාව නෑ මහත්තයා.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස් ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස් ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
For passion, a competitive spirit is for the night owls, the hard workers. It's for those who do and want to keep doing. Right. Real energy.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
සැරටම enjoy කරන්න party එකට go. Night go pocket perfume. youth එකට go එකක්.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
දවසම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් වෙන්න O3 Spirit and Freedom perfumed body spray.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Welcome back to Longdon Place here on a Wednesday afternoon. It's Dialog Schools Knockout Rugby. Trinity College taking on Thurstan College in a pre-quarter-final fixture. The first of the 8 pre-quarter-final fixtures. We have 2 pre-quarter-finals coming your way today. We had a very interesting knockout tournament last year, Romario. We had a very interesting final as well that went right down to the wire. This team came up second, even though they have won at the back of their warm-up jersey in the color gold, because they finished as league champions last year. So they want to ride on that and try to finish on top once again. The number 1 in gold for Trinity College. But this was a mouth-watering game.
I think this was one of the very few times a team got over the line against Trinity last year. But this time around, I'm sure plenty of others will be hoping they will be able to.
9 points to 12 is how that game finished. A try in the end from Yuindu Kodituaku. 2 tries to Isipatana College against no tries to Trinity College, which was what the downfall was for the boys from the Hill Capital. Sethum Rajapaksa played brilliantly well in that final. They're drawn on the other side of the pool. So if these 2 teams do meet, It most probably will be in a final, or it will have to be in a final because they're on either side. But this was a very, very interesting game.
It sure was a mouth-watering encounter. Unfortunately, the boys from the Hill Capital did not manage to get over the line. As we have a look at that bracket which I was speaking about, Abit, Isipatana, Science, St. Joseph's, Kingswood, Royal, St. Anthony's, St. Thomas's and Sri Sumangala are lining up on one side, while on the other side we have just the three big hitters, SPC, Wesley College and Trinity, while the others will no doubt be hoping to spring a surprise or two.
Well, if you look at how historically the Dialog Schools Rugby League has gone, yes, it is that we have quite a few big hitters on the left-hand side of the bracket, but in schools rugby, it's a new season, fresh faces coming through. You've got the boys that are coming in from the under-16s, under-14s that are playing in the first 15, so it's always a different challenge. So all the teams that historically haven't done that well have a very good chance of doing well. The right-hand side of the draw on paper looks an easier one, but when we go through the season, we'll most definitely know what these teams are like. This is the first time we're going to see what the schools teams are like. They've had long preparations coming into this pre-season, off-season. Everything comes down to this game and the games that will follow for another 3 or 4 months.
Indeed, there is quite a bit of action lined up throughout the next few months, and all the interested school rugby faithful will no doubt be looking forward to what at time could be a grueling season as well.
Thurstan College on your screen, they're getting their warm-ups going. Last year, these two teams met as well, Romario. It was a interesting game up at Sukatadasa. 48 points to 19 is how that game finished. But even though the scoreline suggests that Trinity College ran away with the game, Thurstan College put in a very hearty performance. Big shout out to Sithira Jayatilaka, if I recall correctly, who played at number 8. He was a really, really big ball runner who scored 2 tries in that game. Standout player for Thurstan College. They look to try and ride on that second half performance that they had against Trinity. Yes, it is a long time ago, but they'll have at the back of their minds that they have what it takes to beat a team that are the defending champions in the league.
Physicality wise, I think it's very difficult for Thurstan College to match up to against Trinity. But having said that, I think those one-off runners will look to cause some trouble throughout the game, and they will no doubt be hoping to see if they are lucky enough to be able to spring a surprise.
Well, this Longdon Place grounds has seen 3 weeks of mouth-watering rugby, Romario. We had a game against CRNFC and Kandy Sports Club in the Super Round, and then we had a grand final that was absolutely grand, and then we had another game, another final. Havelock Sports Club took on CRNFC. CRNFC won all those games. The home team, the side with the home advantage. No sides have home advantages in this Dialog Schools Rugby Knockout, so it's going to be interesting to see how these teams go about it.
It surely will be, as Isipatana College have dominated this tournament, securing it 15 times. St. Peter's have done so on 8 occasions. St. Thomas's on 6 occasions. Kingswood on 4. Trinity and Royal tied at 3, while the final 4 teams have won it once each.
Dominated by Isipatana and St. Peter's College, as has it been in the past couple of seasons in the Dialog Schools Rugby League. The front runners, Isipatana College and St. Peter's College, with 15 and 8. But what we'll do now is the teams have gone into the sheds and we'll move into a commercial break as well. But don't go anywhere. Dialog Schools Rugby Knockout Action 2026 coming your way. Welcome back to Longdon Place. It's Dialog Schools Rugby Knockouts 2026. Trinity College taking on Thurstan College. Both teams have gone into the sheds to get their match kits on. Both teams with conflicting colours, the same colours, Romario. One team, Thurstan College, blue, gold and red, and Trinity College, red, gold and blue. And Trinity College will wear a white colour jersey today. Probably the first time in history that the Trinity College first 15s are wearing a jersey other than their traditional red, gold, blue strip. Not too sure. The historians can let me know if I am correct or wrong on that, but pretty sure this is the first time that this Trinity College first 15 team is wearing a white colour strip.
Indeed, I think sanity prevailed this time around because last year both there was a bit of a conflict of the colours. As we have a look at the Thurstan College team sheet.
In the forwards, S. Tarusha, Sena Ratna, Vihanga Sasmitha in the front row, Kenul Anaravartana, Sandamin in the second row, Lesat Veerasinghe, Ruchara Hishan and Rasanjana Nirmal at number 8, Sanjana Paranavitana at 9, Nehad Sali at 10, Chethiya Damsit and the captain Ahad Sali at 13. Akisha Pushpakumara played in the last time that both these teams played as well. Bandara Munasinghe at 11 and Ovinda Rajapaksa at 15. Akarsha, Karuna Singhe, Viran, Asmitha, Irshad, Tilakaratna, Tejan, Kenula, Rajasurya and Kujana will be the finishers for Thurstan College. For Trinity College, Misala Pereira, Onija Kodituaku and Nahil Jaya in the front row. Evin Jayasena in the second row alongside Prateev Yain, Hamza Abdin, Nisit Kumarasinghe and Achinta Jayasena. That's a huge back row going with how they've played in the last season. Udan Vijay and Abdul Mukshit has been given the nod at 10. And Shan Altaf, the skipper for this season, moves to 15. A tactic that they had last season as well, where Abdul Malik played at 10. Sadisha Veerawansa at 12 and Kevin Veerakon at 13. A new look centre pairing for Trinity. Dimat Ambepitia and Malisha Jayanet, the youngster, in the wings. Veragama, Fernando, Akash Fernando, Jayasekara, Nimnet, Yasan Kavisidu, Disoiza, Nazir, Abdul Malik and Amhar Faisal will be the finishers for Trinity College.
Shan Altaf getting a bit more space to work with, coming in from fullback rather than receiving the ball as the first receiver. And all good players need space to work with, and it's good to see that he has been given the opportunity. And also he will be expected to slot into the first receiver position quite a few times with that dual pivot.
Well, they'll have playmakers on both sides of the field. It'll be interesting to see how Thurstan College will be able to defend that. But how Thurstan College go about it in defense also is going to be pretty interesting, Romario. How are they going to take on Trinity College when they come up at them in defense? Trinity College were easily the best defensive outfit last year in the season.
Surang Arunashanta, Nalin Lasanta and Rasika Veerasekara will be the match officials, as they are just being delayed by the padding not being brought about in time for the kickoff. Surang Arunashanta, of course, will be the man in charge with the refereeing duties. As the Trinity bench looks on, the news coming in is that quite a few starters are not having too much happy days with a few niggly injuries, but I'm sure Trinity College clear-cut favourites as we await kickoff here.
I was waiting for a historian to send me a message, and Dinuk Bhaskaran, our good friend, co-commentator here at ThePapare, who is in Australia, who has a keen eye on the school's rugby league, has just sent me a message telling me that we have worn red in the past, which is the second 15 jersey that Trinity College generally wear, and they have worn that against Thurstan College in the past. We have worn white, is what he says, in the Trinity Sevens, And this probably is the first time that Trinity College is wearing a white color jersey in the 15. So historic day for a team that has over 110 years of rugby history. This is a bit of a killer, isn't it, Romario? You're all geared up, you've got your jerseys on, you've had your last huddle, and then you come in to the center and you just have to wander about. And now both teams are slowly walking off the pitch. We feel it's because of the goalpost padding. It's not just the goalpost padding that's not there, it's the corner flags that are not there as well. So it's not too good to see, isn't it?
Logistical malfunction, but I'm sure with all good things take time, and in about few more moments I think we should be good to go. But as you rightly said, it's quite a killer for the players. They would have no doubt been hoping to get out there and take off, but now they're all put on hold. And we all will be hoping that it'll not take too long. I think it must be a great day for the two Sallies to line up against, line up on the same side, because they will no doubt be looking to make an impact.
Well, the head coach of Thurstan College is Shamlin Awa's recent appointment in the Sri Lanka 7th Circuit. Dushant Leuke will take on the 15-a-side team, and we've got some exciting days and exciting months coming ahead for Sri Lanka rugby, isn't it, Romario? We've got the New Zealand Under-85 tour coming once again back to Sri Lankan shores. That's going to be a game or a series that's going to draw a lot of attention, a lot of excitement. The first one, you were in the thick of the action. You know how exciting that was. Might have been a bit of a terror to organize, but it's going to be an exciting series.
It surely will be. Was good fun, and I'm sure it will only continue with Pavitra heading SLR, and has quite a few big plans that we all will be hoping that he will be able to achieve.
The Club Rugby League was definitely a success. It just ticked all the boxes that Sri Lanka Rugby wanted it to tick. We spoke about it in the commentary in the grand final as well. And now with the Schools Rugby League coming along, first we have the knockouts. 16 teams will battle it out to be crowned the Dialog Schools Rugby Knockout Champions. ThePapare College, of course, the defending champions in the knockouts, beating Trinity College in the finals. Papare, of course, just concluding their broadcast with the ICC for the ICC Men's World T20 as well in 2026. That happened in India and here in Sri Lanka. So the Papare bringing to you cricketing action, and now slowly the shift has focused to rugby, but not too much. We've got the big matches coming away as well. There's a huge big match coming tomorrow. The Battle of the Blues, played for the 147th time. That will be worked off at the SSC. You can tune into the live broadcast on the Papare. We got many big matches coming up as well. And this game is a big match for these teams. They've been made to wait for the moment, and us spectators, us commentators have been made to wait as well.
Patience being tested here, but I'm sure it'll get going quite soon. But Abid, what do you think of the Trinity College lining up today? I think it was expected to see Shan Altaf in that 15 jump and not in 10. But is it a surprise not to see Abdul Malik starting?
Well, I mean, they've had a long pre-season and a long off-season. So Coach Fazil Marija, who generally knows, or who is probably the best at 10 that we've had in the country, probably knows how to see what players are capable of. Abdul Mukshid getting the nod at 10 today. But for Trinity College, it has just been the 3 regular starters that have left the team from the last year's league-winning team, Usman Shafraz, Shayan Satish Kumar and Manusha Silva, leaving the squad at the end of their schooling careers. So just a couple of players leaving, couple of new faces coming in for Trinity College. And of course, I'm pretty sure for every other team, it's all about revamping, re-energizing and coming back another season.
Quite a bit of experience there. They have been left with the 2 play, and I'm sure every one of them will be hoping that Trinity College can no doubt continue to build on from where they left off last year, but also could be a case of not showing all his hands too early.
A second warm-up for these teams.
Dylan Soisa in the thick of the action for Thurstan, making sure the boys are kept warm enough for when they get ready to start to be able to run on to the field.
Well, if we do have a late kickoff, there might be a chance that the CRNFC management will have to turn on the floodlights here. Hope it doesn't go too late. Referee Aruna Shanda having a look at his clock as well. He is waiting for everything to get ready, and so are these boys. The boys from Thurstan, blue, gold and red are their colors, and they'll be donning that jersey. Some of them for the first time, some of them for the last time in their schooling careers for this season.
Quite a proud moment to be able to put on that first 15 jump. As will Trinity College. Well, they will be hoping that they will be able to give their experienced players who will be leaving this year the same that they did last time around.
And most definitely, this is the coaching staff for Trinity College and a couple of players on the bench. Coach Fazil Marija there. Got Kapila Silva and Viraj Prasanna, who know how to win a title and have done that in the school circuit in the previous season. It seems like things are sorted. The boys are back on the park, and so is the referee. So after that long stop at the start of the game, long delay rather at the start of the game, we're finally ready to get this season kicked off. Dialog Schools Rugby Knockouts 2026. And here we go, pre-quarter final. Trinity College take on Thurstan College. Brand new spanking schools rugby season. Ball goes deep into the Trinity half and they knock it out on the full. So it'll be an early set piece for Thurstan College.
Trinity College, as expected, receiving and kicking it out as they clear their lines. We'll be hoping for some good set piece ball.
4-man line out early on, not complicating things. Thurstan College closing the gap is the call. I thought so too, maybe. Short arm penalty for Thurstan College.
Now they do not have the option of getting the scrum, as we have moved on from that. And also we should not forget that it is a 35-minute game and not a 40-minute game.
70-minute games in the schools rugby circuit. We're used to seeing the clock going in to the 40-minute mark in the club rugby scene. Here's Thurstan College spreading it early on. Bandara Munasinghe in the corner. Now Trinity defense rushes up on Lesat Veerasinghe. A bit indecisive there, Thurstan College, and they spill the ball right in the hands of Evin Jayasena. Sadisha Veerawansa gives the ball out to Ambe Pitya. Gets the offload in first, not into his player's hand, but now somehow it comes the way of Trinity College. Here's Evin Jayasena, 10 meters away from the line, Trinity College. Vijay Kohn, Mukshid, Altaf, big tackle down, Kevin Veerakon, good spot tackle coming in. Vijay Kohn now takes it quickly, Mukshid on the corner. Good defense, very good defense there. Akisha Pushpakumara putting in a big shift there. Two big tackles from that lad. Misala Pereira now. Vijay Kohn looks for his options. Nisit Kumarasinghe, Evin Jayasena. Veerakon, and there's space opening up in the corner, but is that a tackle that puts Dima Tambepitia into touch? We'll have to wait and see. And looks like the try will be awarded, and what a try from Trinity College early on. It's an Amana Bank try to start the season off in the first 3 minutes for Trinity College.
Well, we all thought they will be scoring on the opposite side of the field, but the Thurstan defense held firm. However, just short on numbers when they came to the opposite side, and down this near touch line, Trinity College virtually taking it in with ease was Dimat, the winger, doing what wingers are expected to do.
Five points to nil early on. A team try from Trinity. Altaf from the corner flag. And it might just not have had the legs, but that looked a very, very good kick from the, can't say youngster anymore, he's in his last season in schools rugby.
Experienced Shan Altaf. As we have a look at the finishing phase of that move, there some good hands shown by the forwards, and then the winger looked like he made it a lot difficult for himself than it first looked. But somehow he managed to go over, as the Thurstan College defense just ran out of men on the opposite side.
Positives from that phase of play for Thurstan College has to be the defense from Akisha Pushpakumara, but that is quite the negative result from a restart. Trinity have the option. Generally, the option would have been a scrum on this or a line out on this side, but the ball has in fact traveled 10 meters back and not forward. So Trinity will have a line out now, and that's the first set piece that the Trinitians are going to get in this season. Here's Mukshid. Kumarasinghe, the most valuable player from last year's season, goes off on a huge run. He's put on some weight, that lad. Good work at the breakdown from Thurstan College. That was very good. Very good at the breakdown. Trinity College needed players to support Kumarasinghe, but very well spotted there from Thurstan College.
Kumarasinghe broke and ran away from his support, as there wasn't too many players to clean out that ruck. And Trinity College lose out position, as Thurstan did well to ride that first clearance, but then the number 9 not holding on to it.
Sanjana Paranavitana feeds it. Keeping it in their own half and trying to play in their own half. They'll have to exit as soon as possible here, Thurstan College. Can't play any rugby in this part of the field. Here's Paranavitana once again. Now it's his prop forward, Tarusha. Pressure at ruck time from Trinity College, but Paranavitana takes it quickly. Knocked back is the call. Dimatambe Pitia somehow has snatched that ball up, and ball might have just been turned over by Trinity College. Now here's Kevin Virakon who spills the ball forward. Thurstan College really living on very thin ice here.
Dangerous play there by Thurstan. They will be extremely lucky that Trinity did not score their second try. Scrappy play as well, you could say. Just indecision is what could cause the young Thurstan boys to make the wrong decision.
Now right off the base, they go into the pocket. Nehad Sali kicks it into the hands of Shan Altaf, who comes around and takes the ball from Mukshid. And the ball is knocked forward there by Kevin Virakon for the second time. Ball turned over cleanly, but we'll go back for the knock-on. It's early infringements from both teams. This time Thurstan College resorting to the boot, Romario. They had to, they were forced to, but they didn't kick it out into touch. But either way, they've got their defense up and they've made sure that they've pressurized Trinity College into committing another error.
I think these sort of errors are expected early doors in the season. Quite rusty the teams could be as the tournament comes around.
Paranavitana. Good little break on the corner there. Offload into the hands of Hamza Abdin, who gets his first touch of the ball. Now here's a little cheeky dink from Udan Vijayakon. Very well gathered there, and big run and big fend off from Ovinda Rajapaksa. Thurstan College are definitely here to play. Just need to be patient and their time will come. Here's the number 8, Rasanjana Nirmal. Chetia Damsit was a bit isolated there and they were running into traffic there, Romario. Needed support. They've given away a penalty. But early signs, early positive signs for Thurstan College. Trinity College need to brush off a couple of errors. But it's very, very early doors in the season. You really can't fault these boys.
It was a good little dink coming over the first line of defense with the chaser coming in for Trinity in the earlier phase. But there was some great work by Rajapaksha. Took the ball, stepped the on-rush in defend and even managed to get a fend off, which is good to see.
10 minutes in already in this game. 5 points to nil. Trinity College have scored the only try so far through Dima Tambe Pitia. Missed line out early on, snapped up by Paranavitana. That goes over the lifter's head, or the jumper's head rather. Now in their own half. Oh, too hard that pass, but play on. It was knocked back. Bandara Munasinghe in the 14 jumper and another holding on penalty. This time Dimata Bepitia is the beneficiary of that.
The try scorer getting into the thick of the action and puts his team on the front foot, does the little winger.
Another line out coming up for Trinity College. Is this where the forwards test out the mold that they would have been practicing in the pre-season? Kodituaku needs to get the line out first, but they go short. Comes back from Hamza Abdin. Onija Kodituaku still pumping his legs. Strong lad. Ball was loose there for a second. Prateev Yain. Debut start for Trinity College. Now here's Misela Pereira with some space, and he's run onto the ball with pace as well. But stopped inches short. Here's Vijay Kun. Now finds his playmaker Altaf, and there's space out wide. Made it a bit difficult for himself for a second there. The pass was a bit too harsh, but Malisha Jayanet goes over for the second Amana Bank try for Trinity College, and a well-worked one at that.
He virtually walked it into the try line and just had to step the on-rushing defenders and dot down, which is ominous signs for Thurstan College. Their backline defense unfortunately not holding. Janet, the beneficiary of that. As we have a look at the replay, you can see there Shan Altaf running laterally, attracting a few defenders, and then offloading it to the try scorer as he just has to fall over the try line, 2 dot down.
First one was a corner flag conversion from Altaf. For Altaf rather. Here's another corner flag conversion on the other end of the pitch. And this one is might have been off the upright there. Bit of an optical illusion there, but still it remains 10-0.
Just not getting easier off the tee for Shan Altaf. Testing his range, testing his direction early on.
Ten points to nil early on. Trinity have scored 2 Amana Bank tries. Thurstan College have looked good in patches. Nothing to show on the score sheet yet. But the tries that Trinity have scored so far have been team tries, been created by both the backs and forwards, combining seamlessly. This restart is better from Thurstan. Nothing doing in their own half. Mukshid drops it down the park, and he's got his defenders up as well. Both centers, Sadish Veeravans and Kevin Veerakon right up there, but now a little bit of space opening up for Sali, is it? Oh, that should be a penalty, and that should be a yellow card as well. That's cynical from Trinity College. Definite try-scoring opportunity. And it's Sudan Vijayakon who is shown the yellow. And very good break there from Chethi Adamsit. Here's the replay.
Great work by the center, and he somehow managed to draw in the final defender. But I think Udan, well, he has a case there. He was trying to catch the ball legally, and it unfortunately just did not stick in his hands. But for his troubles, he finds himself sitting in the bin for the next 10 minutes.
But there was no lazy arm out there as well. Romario had a definite shot at catching that ball. At first sight as well, I thought it warranted a yellow, but might have just warranted a penalty. Maybe it could have been debated try-scoring opportunity, but here's another try-scoring opportunity coming up. The try-scoring opportunity might have been why the yellow was issued, despite the clear chance of being able to catch that ball. Here's a line-out coming up for Thurstan College. Secured cleanly. Sandamin collects it. Trinity do well at maul time and might have just made the ball unplayable. Oh, very good defense. Brilliant maul defense from a champion team.
Thurstan just unable to hold on to the first phase of pressure that came through, and once the maul splintered, there was pretty much no stopping Trinity College, as they somehow managed to make the ball unplayable, and now it's a scrum.
Mukshid Chiam has to come in. Good scrum there from Thurstan College. Veeravansa breaks. Shiam to Altaf, who is back in the pocket and puts a kick that confuses Bandar Munasinghe for a second. Then the ball trickles out into touch.
Not reading the bounce of the ball there, but thankfully for the youngster, it is still a line out for Thurstan College. But I think the previous line out from where their maul did not function was a golden opportunity that went by.
Big movement in the line out, and somehow Prateep Yaina comes through and gets that ball. Jayasena to Nahil Jaya, Misala Pereira, the entire front row there for Trinity in the middle of the line. Here's Altaf now, who needs to just draw and pass. Try scorer Malisha Jaineth on the other wing this time. A little bit of space on the blind side there for Mukshid Shiam, but Achinta Jayasena, the battering ram, pumps his legs and goes over to score an Amana Bank try for Trinity College when they're one man down.
Makes it look quite easy. Do the big forwards for Trinity College, and even on that occasion, the Thurstan defense just doesn't have answers to how they can stop this Trinity machine from going over as they go for their third Amana Bank try. Here's a replay there. The fly half slotting in for the number 9, who is in the bin, but well, he will also no doubt be putting his hand up to play 9 if there is ever a need of it.
$15-0. Here's Altaf, who look to curl it back in. That's the beauty of a conversion. 17 points to nil. Altaf gets his first conversion. And 20 minutes gone. Trinity College 17 points to nil.
Third time lucky for Shan Altaf, as this time around he somehow managed to curve the ball in through the uprights, as the team from the Hill Capital is seemingly running away with it.
Here's the water break, the 1 minute water break for the teams.
Not too much for Coach Fazil Marija to say, but I'm sure he'll be asking for more of the same as the two teams gather in the only bit of shade you can find on this field.
News coming in from the Royal College Sports Complex. St. Peter's taking on Ananda College in a pre-quarter final fixture. 12 points to nil is how it stands at the end of the 23rd minute. 17-0 here, Trinity College in the lead at Longden Place. The ice towels coming out for Thurstan College. It's really hot and humid here, isn't it, in Colombo? I would love to have one as well for myself.
We have the luxury of a fan behind us, so I'm sure that'll help us a bit with the scorching heat And Abid, it's only going to get hotter in the days to come and the months to come. So as much as the rugby action heats up, the weather quite literally too will heat up.
Well, definitely. Game restarts once again. Once again, it doesn't travel the 10. So Trinity have the option and they'll take the option of a center scrum. And here's a very good attacking chance for Trinity. Both sides of the field open, entire field to play with. How Trinity go about with this will tell us what their backline has been cooking over the preseason.
We're sure they surely must be having a trick or two up their sleeve, and whether they will be able to pull it off is the question we will all be hoping to get answers for in the next few minutes.
They go to the left. Here's Veeravansa to Mukshid. Shan Altaf comes around. Malisha Jainath steps off his left foot and stays in the field of play. Here's Mukshid once again to Veerakon. Slides it across to Nisit Kumarasinghe. Now Nahil Jaya slowed it up for a second, but now the pace has been injected into the Trinity line. Here's Dimata Bepitia, already has an Amana Bank try to his name. 7 meters away from the line now, Trinity College. Jayasena knocked the ball forward. And now we'll go back for a penalty. Pass was a bit too in front for Jayasena to catch there. There's a handy gadget. Got the fan out. Having a bit of a laugh as well, spectators. And Trinity have kicked it out into touch, and there's a 5-meter line out coming up for the team in white.
Trying to go for the long cutout pass did Shan Altaf, but unfortunately just lacked a bit of oomph on that, as it was dropped by his supporting player.
Clean line out. Thumbs up. Then goes up. Collects it. And now the rolling maul has been set. And it's set to perfection. And Trinity College go for their 4th Amana Bank try. That was perfect to watch, isn't it, Romario? Nothing fancy in the line out. Nothing fancy at maul time as well. Good collection. Good lift. Good initial shove. Trinity College get their 4th.
Well, that is a sight any forwards coach would love to see. They did the first thing right, which was collecting the line out, and from then on, once that maul was set, there was pretty much no one that could have stopped them, as the forwards kept their backs like the tabletop and went over with relative ease, as Shan Altaf lines up his 4th conversion. We'll be looking to double his tally.
Trinity scoring as fast as the clock is going. This one as well seems to have been curled back in, and the distance is there as well on it. 24 points to 0. Trinity scoring as fast as the clock is going, and they're scoring some beautiful tries.
They are making it look quite easy, but you can bet your bottom dollar it looks very easier than it actually is to make that roll in maul.
$24-0. Trinity still don't have their scrum half in Udan Vijayakon. Here's Kumarasinghe, who has looked pretty menacing each time he's had his hands on that ball. Altaf gets the ball and thumps it right through the center of the park. And he calls for a mark. Well, there's a bit of learning to do there for him. Needs to be caught on the full. Tackle there from Kumarasinghe. Snapped up. Offload. Goes into the hands of Hamza Abdin. Kodituakku now. Big hit. Trinity playing real physical rugby here. Altaf draws the man. Gets the ball out to Dima Tambepitia, who skips past the first tackle. Advantage coming the way of Trinity College. The very animated Shamli Nawaz not happy with that decision.
Would be interesting to see if we can get another replay of that to see what Shamli is going on about. But the player was tackled, and then there was a bit of a lift, but was it long enough on the ball could be the question. Shamli Nawaz thought otherwise, but I'm sure the referee did have his own view of it, Abid.
So Trinity have a line out coming their way. Very good work. Very good defensive work there from Thurstan College. Just making it a bit too complicated there, Trinity. Thurstan read it beautifully well. Can't play any rugby in this part of the field. Really piling on the pressure there. Now they go for the grubber. Here's Sadish Avirawansa. A grubber conceded a kick in the grand finals in the Club Rugby League. And it might just concede another try at the same venue. But it's held up. Achinda Jayasena is held up. Good work there from Thurstan College. But they really need to do a little bit better to get out of this part of the field. They can't afford to just stay put on this side. They need to resort to the boot. If they're not going to make the line breaks, they have to kick ahead and release some pressure. There's a goal line dropout coming up for them.
Great work there done by Ovinda Rajapaksha for Thurstan College. Somehow managed to rescue the situation. Now Trinity through the back line makes it look extremely easy as Shan Altaf, well, he goes under the post with just a hand laid on him. There was some nonchalant work there by the fly half, and then the centre just got it out in time for Shan Altaf, and well, if his teammates won't make it easy for himself, he will do it himself. And he rounded it off under the posts.
Here's a replay of that. A little bit of a goose from Mukshid Shyam. Nothing too fancy from Kevin Virakon either, just opening the gap for his captain. I think that was the moment that he realized that all his kicks that he's got so far has been outside the 15-meter line. So he makes it easy for himself and gets the conversion through. So 31 points to nil, Trinity College, with around 6 minutes to go until halftime. And they're really inflicting a lot of pain on these Thursdanites.
A point a minute or even better. Trinity College are just running riot here. It's quite a good way to start the season for Trinity. And I think this will no doubt send a few messages to the other teams watching on.
48-19 is how the score was when both these teams met last. That was last season at Sugutadasa. Already 31 points to nil. Good pace in the line there from Trinity College. Might have just been a bit of a tip there in the tackle.
Again, Shan Altaf receiving it from his center. Gets quite a tumbling for his troubles. And his team has been awarded a penalty. So, Thurstan College just not making it any easy for themselves, Abid.
When in a game like this, when you know you're going up against a quality opposition, need to keep things simple, not try to do anything fancy. Here's a big touch finder. Oh my goodness, that's a huge touch finder. Around 50 meters on that kick. It didn't go out on the full at first, but either way, it's a kick that has gone out into touch and that has won Trinity College around 50 meters.
They march on into the Thurstan 22, and what a way to do so. Shan Altaf spotting the opportunity as yet another line out maul is set, but this time the ball transfer has been a bit of an issue. However, Trinity College still marching on, and they are guided into touch by this Thurstan defense. Good piece of defense there, but I think Trinity College will be not too pleased with the ball transfer.
Shan Altaf, the captain, scored the 4th try for Trinity College. Explain why that penalty was given after this ball goes out into touch. We'll see a replay of that. Now that's a good kick. Now that's a good touch finder.
About 2 minutes left as the Trinity bench looks eagerly on, and they will be licking their lips to find out when they will be going onto the field. As Thurstan, they have made a substitution of their own, as Sanjuna is being substituted off the little scrum half.
Here's now Mukshid to his centers. Trinity College, the line has really been running at the ball with a lot of pace. Malisha Jaineth on the corner. Good cover defense from Thurstan College to block that space out. Maybe should have stepped on his left foot a fraction earlier, but the cover defense there from Thurstan was very, very good.
It surely was, but the concern in science will be that how easily Trinity College move the ball from one side to the other, and how much space they find their wingers in.
But Trinity are just making the opportunities for them, isn't it, Romario? They're running at the ball with pace. They're running the correct lines. They're drawing the man that is in front of them and passing. And to make matters easy for them, Thurstan College are just feeding into their cause. Another error creeping into the game for the Thurstanites. Line out through crooked on that occasion. There's a scrum coming up for Trinity. Vijay is back on the park after serving the 10 minutes. So Mukshid will slot back into the first 5/8 position. Good ball, very good set piece from Trinity College. That pass didn't stick and it's a loose ball here. Thurstan have men running for that ball. Here's Ambe Pitia. Ball a bit messy there for Trinity. They slide it across to their prop forward, Misala Pereira, who is pumping his legs and getting meters for Trinity on almost every occasion. He catches that ball. Hamza Abdin now. Defense rushes up from Thurstan, but doesn't rush up on the correct man. Here's only Jakodi Tuaku. Not the best pass, and Evin Jayasena got a boot to it. Was that the right option? There were men on his outside. Pressure at ruck time. Very good pressure from Trinity. Now Vijay Kon to Veerawansa. Half gap opened up for him. Surely just a phase away for Trinity. Now watching the Jayasena. They spot the gap on the short side. Here's Evin Jayasena. Held up very well. Has to release now. Slow ball for the Trinitians. Try line just inches away. They come back for a line offside penalty.
Trinity putting it into touch and hoping to add one more score before they go into lemons.
"35 minutes up at the Royal College Sports Complex. 19-3 to the boys from Bambalapitia. St. Peter's leading Ananda College. Line out collected cleanly from Trinity. There are two jumpers up in the air. Couple of phases short there. Trinity College. It's another advantage coming, another offside advantage. Now there'll be a talking.
Quite a few penalties conceded by Thurstan College, and they are surely getting a word from the referee as yet another penalty comes the way of Trinity. They will continue to put the ball into touch, and we'll be hoping to make Thurstan pay for their mistakes.
A 5-try first half for Trinity College, and they make it a 6-try first half. Misala Pereira scores the 6th Amana Bank try for Trinity College. A line out that didn't go to plan, but Misala Pereira was there at the back of it to collect and score and get Trinity to 36 points in the first half. Huge first half, Romario from Trinity College, running in 6 tries against the Thurstanites.
Again, the forwards coming into the thick of the action. Not the best of throws into the line out, just overthrowing it. But the big man was at hand at the tail of the line out to collect it and crash over. And from that range, I don't see any Thurstanite stopping Nisala Pereira. As Shan Altaf, well, his luck has drastically changed as they go in to the break with a handsome lead. 38 points to the good Trinity.
The big first half from Trinity College, riding on the momentum that they brought in from last season. There's a huge wind gushing, isn't it, Romario, here at Longden Place, making it that much more difficult to get the kicks through, but Trinity College have done decently well in the first half. 35 minutes up here at Longden Place. It's 38 points to nil in this pre-quarter final fixture of the Dialog Schools Rugby Knockouts 2026. Trinity College leads Thurstan College. We'll cross over for a few commercial break and we'll see you on the other side.
ලීසින් එක ගත්ත වේගෙන්ම හවසින් ලෝන් එක ගන්න ළඟම LB ෆයිනෑන්ස් එකට එන්න. සීන විමන් මවනා ඔබටයි.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamai.
Introducing the 2025 TVS Apache RTR 204V.
Perfectly. Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
ඔයාල කැපිලා පෙන්න ඔෆිස් එකට go.
Night Go Pocket Perfume. Youth එකට go එකක්.
For passion, a competitive spirit is for the night owls, the hard workers. It's for those who do and want to keep doing. Right. Real energy.
ලීසින් එක ගත්ත වේගෙන්ම හවසින් ලෝන් එක ගන්න ළඟම LB ෆයිනෑන්ස් එකට එන්න.
සීන විමන් මවනා ඔබටයි.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamai.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්තයා.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස් ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස් ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
ලීසින් එක ගත්ත වේගෙන්ම හවසින් ලෝන් එක ගන්න ළඟම LB ෆයිනෑන්ස් එකට එන්න.
සීන විමන් මවනා ඔබටයි.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamai.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
එයාව හැල්ල බලන්න ක්ලාස් එකට go.
Night Go Pocket Perfume. Youth එකට go එකක්.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamai.
ලීසින් එක ගත්ත වේගෙන්ම හවසින් ලෝන් එක ගන්න ළඟම LB ෆයිනෑන්ස් එකට එන්න.
සීන විමන් මවනා ඔබටයි.
Live Rugby.
ප්‍රීමා කොතුමි පන්තමරි.
Perfectly. Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
දවසම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් වෙන්න. O3 Spirit and Freedom Perfumed Body Spray.
Love Rugby.
Live Rugby.
ප්‍රීමා කොතුමි පන්තමරි.
ලීසින් එක ගත්ත වේගෙන්ම හවසින් ලෝන් එක ගන්න. ළඟම LB ෆයිනෑන්ස් එකට එන්න.
සීන විමන් මවනා ඔබටයි.
Love Rugby.
Live Rugby.
ප්‍රීමා කොතුමි පන්තමරි.
එතකොට මහත්තයාරුනේ ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් ග්‍රවුට් වෝටර්ප්‍රූෆ් ෆිල්ම් ස්කිම් කොට් නේ.
ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් නැද්ද මුදලාලි අතන කඩේ 140ක් දෙන්නම් කිව්වා.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්තයා.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් Swiss Tech නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. Swiss Tech ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
ලීසින් එක ගත්ත වේගෙන්ම හවසින් ලෝන් එක ගන්න. ළඟම LB ෆයිනෑන්ස් එකට එන්න.
සීන විමන් මවනා ඔබටයි.
Love Rugby.
Live Rugby.
ප්‍රීමා කොතුමි පන්තමරි.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Love Rugby.
Live Rugby.
ප්‍රීමා කොතුමි පන්තමරි.
ලීසින් එක ගත්ත වේගෙන්ම හවසින් ලෝන් එක ගන්න. ළඟම LB ෆයිනෑන්ස් එකට එන්න.
සීන විමන් මවනා ඔබටයි.
Love Rugby.
Live Rugby.
ප්‍රීමා කොතුමි පන්තමරි.
Welcome back to Longdon Place. Trinity College take on Thurstan College in a pre-quarter final fixture. First half concluded here. And it's a big lead for the Trinitians. 38 points to nil. Here's the first score. And most of their tries, Romario, were very well worked tries in that first half. Nothing individual from them. Majority of those tries were team tries.
Indeed, they were. And I think the forwards, the way they played was quite something to see. Because they did not show any blues of this being a first game. But we are back live, Abid.
Fuck back field! No hazard!
Into the 22 here. Something Thurstan were guilty of was playing the game in their own half for far too long. Now they go to their fullback who launches it down the park, Rajapaksa. Needed to do more of that, but doesn't find too many meters. It's still inside the 22.
The forwards will be happy that he did find touch, but not too much. So with the distance, still Trinity College are in their opponent's half, and they will no doubt be looking to make them pay, Abid.
Korituakku goes to number 6, Jayasena. Maul set. Ball goes loose there from it. I doubt the way it was defended would be deemed legal. Yes, it's called a side entry. There was something wrong with that maul, Romario. Referee was closest to it, and he's given a penalty to Trinity College.
Here is the last bit of it, but I think all the action happened in the mall. And now Trinity will look to extend their lead further, Abid.
First maul that they set up in this half didn't pass through. Won a penalty off it. Here's another line out coming up. This time the throw is crooked. Thurstan put the pressure in. There are two jumpers up there, and they forced the error.
Korituakku will not be too happy with the last few line-outs. And now another opportunity unfortunately goes begging for the boys in white. It'll be vital that Thurstan managed to get a bit of a distance in their touch finders.
Can't stay in this part of the field. Rajapaksa right off first phase ball. Thumps it down the park into the hands of the Trinity skipper. Very good ruck work there from Thurstan College. The ball is still loose. And it comes the way of Trinity, is it? Line offside is the call. Very good ruck pressure there from Thurstan.
Good to see the forwards putting their hands up. Altaf, as all good players do, he's going in search of ball, and even on that occasion he was the last receiver, collected it and did all the good work, but unfortunately just ran into the on-rushing defender without running into space. I think he will have better returns if he runs into space rather than running onto his opponent.
White, cap close Kandy, white. Okay, good.
Senaratne doesn't hit his mark on the first occasion and fighting for that ball.
Wide fin in the ball. Wide fin in. Wide fin in ball.
Kodituakku is asked to release the ball.
Not roll away. 15.
Okay, it's a penalty for Trinity College.
Chandra, roll away, please. Mark it. Mark it.
Good to see the fans in numbers coming back to watch schools rugby, which has returned fan favorite this schools rugby season, and it always draws crowds, and it has done so this time around as well, Abid.
Well, definitely after Sri Lanka cricket, I think this is the next sporting fixture or the next league that draws in the crowds and has big enthusiasm surrounding it. Kumarasinghe not held in the tackle, so releases and goes once again. Ruchara Hishan brings him down on the 40. Shyam, forward pass to Hamza Abdin. Had the options there, but didn't take the right one.
Thurstan still stuck in their own half, just not able to get out of it. And Trinity, they have had a number of opportunities, but have not pounced on them in the second half.
Coach.
So they will be hoping that they can keep their opponents scoreless.
Thurstanites have made the walk, come to CRNFC here to watch their boys play, their schoolmates play. That's what I really love about this school season, isn't it? You always have a set number of fans for sure, and that's your classmates in school.
Chaka, roll away. Advantage.
Farusha.
Not roll away.
Kodituakku there had to roll away.
Not roll away.
So penalty coming for Thurstan.
Marker. Number 2. Marker.
Penalty after penalty. The boys in blue, gold and red are finding themselves making up meter by meter.
Rajapaksha. It's a good kick. It's a very good kick from Rajapaksha. And now they're on the side of the field that they would want to be in. And Thurstan now needs to make this count, Romario.
Yeah, I think now it's all about execution for them. And first things first, they need to have a clean line out. And from then on, we all know they will no doubt look to chance their arm with the maul. But let's wait and see.
Line out sorted. Good collection there from Kenul Anavaratna. Need to keep it in close quarters here. If that's what's going to get them the meters, they need to keep it in close quarters. They can't do anything fancy here. Just keep things simple here, Thurstan. And you'll have an Amana Bank try. That's a good carry now. Piling on the pressure on the Trinitians.
No hands it. Hey.
Trinity hold up in defense, but not before giving a few meters. Okay, no advantage. There might have been a high tackle there.
No hand here. Okay. I'm watching. First warning.
Trinity College conceding meters. And now the referee, his patience is running thin as he has a stern word with the skipper and Nisit.
Maybe the advantage should have been allowed to be played there, Romario. Just about 1 inch away from the dry line there. But here it goes once again for Tarush, and they drop the ball forward. Unfortunate. You have to feel for Thurstan. And that talking to Nisit Kumarasinghe could have maybe happened a bit later if you were a Thurstonite.
Well, you can say that it broke the momentum, but I think from the point of the Thurstan boys, they need to just hold on to their easy dolly passes, because if they can't do that, it will be quite a long season for them. Let alone this be a long game. Now Vijay Kohn feeding the scrum. Gives it out to the big center, as he knows only one route, and that's the direct route. As Shan Altaf puts boot to ball and pushes back the boys from Thurstan College outside the Trinity 22.
Time off. Change. Change numbers.
Members of the Royal coaching staff, kicking coach, present here at Longden Place. They know that there's a big game coming up.
Changes number 10.
Changes coming in for Trinity. Akash Fernando comes in, and so does Ritika Veragama in the 16 jumper. Sadisha Veeravansa seems to be nursing an injury.
IDEX injury time here, as the players get some spray on their niggles, as we have a look at that reasonably high shot from Chetia on his opposite number Sadisha. But I think Sadisha will be a player all of these opposition teams will be having a close eye on, because he has no doubt been quite influential, not only with by running straight, with also his distribution. So I think he is not a one-trick pony, and it will be good to see how the coaching staff of Trinity utilize his bag of tricks.
Sadisha is off, so is Udan Vijayakon. Avishka Jayasekara comes on. Ridban Nimnet should be the center replacement. So that's Sadisha Veeravansa's night. He's had a pretty good one. Thurstan get the line out right this time, but still no points to show in this half. No points to show from both teams in this half so far. It still remains 38-0. The team in the lead, yet to get off the blocks. Here's the captain, Sali. He's the man that can create for Thurstan College. Here's a run on the outside from the wing three-quarter, but the defense holds up for Trinity. The captain comes to the rescue. Akisha Pushpakumara there.
Massive hit coming in from Shan Altaf. Just not too happy with something, as he grimaced and got off the floor. But what a piece of defense there. The substitute wing 3 was beaten, and Shan Altaf had to make his tackle. And a plus, as he managed to knock the ball out of the hands of his opponent as well. And the position change in hands yet again, Abid.
Bye. Number 8, Biden. Set.
Well, we've gone from set piece to set piece in this half so far. We've had about 12 minutes of rugby, Romario, and we've gone from one scrum to another line out to a scrum to a line out. My, that's dangerous from Trinity, and that's just gifting an opportunity for the teams to come in. Pass needed to be a bit better there from the skipper Altaf. Now this is the chance that Thurstan needed. They had a chance just say 3 to 4 minutes ago, but now here's a chance. Here's a set piece, structured attack. They need to get a try here. They've been camped on this part of the field for quite a while.
Indeed, I think Trinity are looking a bit under pressure, and this half they seem to be now looking like a team playing their first game rather than in that first half, which they did show some good skills, but this time around it has been lacking. And now Thurstan, I think this will be their best opportunity in this game.
Replacement scrum of Kenula Pereira comes on. Advantage. Isit Kumarasinghe not binding is the call. No advantage, so we go back for the penalty. Thurstan need to be smart here.
Not binding. Yo. Not happy.
3 points is on the cards, and that looks much better than 0. And they opt for the 3.
And rightly so. Just need to get off that duck, and then things will no doubt get better from there. But for now, just don't need to make any rash decisions. Get the first points of their season, and then they can kick on from there.
30 seconds more.
Akisha Pushpakumara played in that game that Trinity played against Thurstan. Got 2 conversions in that game. And he gets a penalty in this game. 38 points to 3 with that conversion from Akisha Pushpakumara. They've got the ball rolling, Thurstan College, and that's something to show on the score sheet.
Sure is, and that's the first points for Thurstan in this 2026 season. They'll be quite pleased with that, to have got off the duck. Akisha slots it through, as Trinity have made a raft of changes.
Abdul Malik comes on, take on the kicking duties. Be a few positional shifts as well.
No hands, no hands. Back. Roll away. Back.
Kenula Pereira. Oh, playing a bit smart here, Thurstan. Not looking to do anything rash. Is this a smart decision? We'll have to wait and see. Trinity's drift defense put to the test. And he passes the test on that occasion. Malisha Jainith makes the tackle, and good, very, very good ruck work. Nisit Kumarasinghe on the short side. Jayasekara. Yasan Kavisidu is on in the number 1 jumper for Trinity. Abdul Malik. Ridman Imnet now sends it to Shan Altaf. Knocks the ball back twice. Ruck pressure now from Thurstan. Going off the feet is the call. Trinity have gone off their feet. It's a penalty for Thurstan College. Confused us for a minute there. Hand went the other way.
Suranga Arunashanta, experienced referee, has quite a few years under his belt. So Thurstan College have somehow managed to bounce back somewhat. Still not conceding a single point in this second half. They too are now making a few changes.
Lineouts have been good from Thurstan. Replacements have come on. Sali. Here's it, the ball in the corner for Akisha Pushpakumara. Oh, the defense from Shan Altaf has been really good there. The last line of defense is really held that well. Trinity slipping the first tackle, but the captain comes to rescue once again.
Great piece of defending again, and that goes to show that even if you're through the first line of defense for against Trinity, well, there is another one person who they have to get past, and on the last few occasions it was not easily done.
Very good work there from Akisha Pushpakumara in the 11 jumper. Good defense, but ball goes out quickly. Ambe Pitia opted for the kick, and the kick was not on, and good defense from Thurstan. All the smiles are there on the faces of the Thurstanites. Well, they know it's a bit of a big mountain to climb from here to win the game, Romario, but they're doing the little things right, and they're controlling what they could, putting pressure on this Trinity team that still hasn't been able to score a try despite scoring 6 in the first.
Tough ask it surely is for the Thurstanites, but I'm sure a try or two will go a long way with boosting their confidence, as the line out works well, but just goes to show again the difference in weight of the two teams, as the maul was shoved backwards and they have to restart. Abid.
Use it. Right now.
Keeping it with their forwards, Thurstan.
Tackle that. Tackle right, stay back.
Now they switch across through Kenula Pereira. Captain Ahad Saleh. It's a very good player, Saleh. Now the pressure at ruck time from Trinity.
Roll away.
Risk averted from Thurstan. They need to be a bit creative here. That was them trying to be creative. The creativity has lost them the ball. Here's Yasan Kavisidu. Akash Fernando. Good tackle there from Thurstan. Abdul Malik. Very good read of the game. Was the correct option. Execution not on point. And they'll come back to where the kick was taken from.
Certainly nothing was working for either team, and Abdul Malik thought why not play the game in their opponent's red zone, but just lacking there a bit of execution. Great idea, but he will be looking for a few things to go his way in the second half. Did not start, and will be hoping for a bit of change in fortunes.
Well, it's a Wednesday here, and you can see quite a few people in office where there have been quite a few half leaves that the bosses would have to approve today.
Advantage.
Not snapped up cleanly there by Prateev Yain. Real danger man when given the space and the opportunity. Prateev Yain already has a try to his name in this game, scoring off a maul.
White number 6. White number 6. Out. Hurry.
It's a bit of an injury concern faces going around. So IDEX injury time here. Play on the ground and teams have a chance to strategize.
Nala, ඔයා මොකක්ද දැක්කේ?
It's going to be a test of endurance for Trinity. They're going to have to travel down to Colombo on consecutive weeks if they are going to win every single game that they play. All games will be played in Colombo in the knockouts. If they do win this game, which they do have a decent chance, they've got 38 points on the sheet, so they're through to the quarterfinal more or less, and they'll have to travel next week, Romario. And if they do get through that hurdle, another week, and if they do get through that hurdle, another week. So it's going to be a real test for the teams that travel from outstation. My good friends there, Jagit Basnaik and Sachindu Wansekara. I played on one wing, he played on the other, Sachindu.
Simon. Arms. The head.
Play set to resume with a penalty for Thurstan College. Quite a few visitors, young and old, enjoying the rugby action. Seeing their older brothers compete on the field.
Please gap. Gap එක තියාගන්න number 1. Stop. Blue number 2 out. Blue number 2 out.
Changes
Blue number 2 out.
for Thurstan College. Sena Ratna goes off and will make space for Eshmita Akarsha, who will come in straight to a line out that he'll have to throw into.
Knock forward.
It's a knock forward. Contest was good in the air, but the ball was knocked forward in the process. It's been a very silent second half from Trinity.
Ready.
Thurstan, with only just the 3 points to show, have been calling a majority of the shots in this half.
Set. Wide.
Here's Pereira.
Yeah.
Rasanjan Nirmal thought about the break there. Here's the captain, Sali. They've used this wraparound right throughout this game. Here's a good tackle busting run there on the corner from the wing 3/4.
Advantage.
And now a new advantage coming as well.
I'm looking.
Quite a few stoppages in the last few minutes. About 60 minutes gone. 10 more so left on the clock.
Line offside.
Not too sure what happened there, but we get confirmation that it is line offside. And now again Thurstan punting it into touch. Trinity will be looking to hold out.
Akarsha gets the line out right. Trinity look to sack here.
Advantage.
An advantage coming for Thurstan, and they'll be hoping that the advantage is played and the momentum is not killed.
Advantage.
Tarusha brought in to make a carry.
Back.
Here's Thurstan. They can get a try that will give them a world of confidence.
Sakal. Release. Sakal.
Still with the forwards here, Thurstan. They're gaining meters. Now they need to be creative in some way or the other. Ball knocked on there. And now Thurstan maybe could take it quickly. Quick tap taken, but they run into a wall. Pradeep Yain It's called a high shot, so there's an advantage coming for Thurstan once again. When does referee Arunashant lose his patience? When does he go to the pocket? Or when does he go under the sticks?
Tackle! Rakau!
Hearty stuff from Thurstan College. Trinity being tested here, despite being 35 points up. Tarusha once again. Now Akarsha goes to the short side. Little step. That's the Amana Bank try. Ahad Sali scores the try. In the number 13 jumper, the skipper goes over. And that's an Amana Bank try that Thurstan have had to really work hard for. But an Amana Bank try that they very well deserve.
Well deserved there for the Thurstanites. They did all the hard work, did the forwards, and Sally, well, he adds the finishing touch. They tried as much to keep it and go with the forwards, but Sally did extremely well there. He received the ball, stepped his on-rushing defender, and the skipper, well, he will be pleased to have notched up their first try of the season in this tough game against Trinity. Conversion unsuccessful.
Doesn't hit his mark, Pushpakumara, but now Trinity have conceded a try and not scored any in this half. Thurstan are winning this half 8 points to 0. That's a good try from Ahad Sali. He has been very good for Thurstan. Last year too, he was a real live for the Thurstanites. Seems to have a lot of time on his hands when he gets the ball. Restart from Abdul Malik. Goes deep. Sahan D'Souza is on for Trinity in the 31 jumper. Defense rushes up on Anuja Tilakaratna. Here's the captain and the try scorer. Needs to play with the players around him there. Still in their danger zone.
No hazard, release it!
Doesn't survive the clean out there. Big tackle coming in from Samash Rodrigo.
Inside it, window. Yeah, inside.
And now Ahad Sali goes to the boot.
No, inside, inside. On the line, on the line.
And it was inside the 22, so it's gone out on the full. No worries there. Here's a couple of Bradbury winners for you. The 2024 Trinity College rugby team.
White. White.
Change has been made by Trinity as they have offloaded the complete bench.
Well done. Mark here. Good hit. Mark here.
Penalties at an all-time high here.
You see it?
Definitely 7+ penalties in this half. Good kick to touch from Thurstan College. Very good kick. Another 50-meter also touch finder. Thurstan crowd is delighted.
Great touch find there. Does extremely hard, does the skipper from Trinity to keep it in the field of play, but unfortunately unable to do so.
Here's the maul travelling forward. Trinity's maul defence put to the test. Thurstan College asking the questions here in the 67th minute. The game may have slipped away from their hands, but they're still in the contest here. Crowd gets behind their team. Ruchara Hishan, 5 meters now away from the line. Rasanjana. Replacement prop forward. Indunil Karuna Singh. Too high in defense from Trinity. Just a few more phases from Thurstan will get them another Amana Bank try. Still there for them. Ball is available. Patience is the name of the game here for Thurstan. Not rolling away is the call. Advantage for Thurstan. Still short. Ruchara Hishan. Now they go on the other side. And was the try scored? We go back for another penalty. 38-8. Here's a chance for Thurstan to make it 38-13. And in the midst of all of this, Romario, we have to decide who our Swiss Tech Perfect Player of the Match is. It's going to be a difficult one to pick, isn't it? Trinity didn't wake up at all in the second half. No points to show. 38 is where they stopped at, but they're on the winning side. And the performance in the first half warrants that we maybe have to give it to a Trinitian for their performances. In the first half, I thought Achinta Jayasena was very good. Nisit Kumarasinghe played a very good game as well. Couple of good breaks. Here's Thurstan. Still on the move. Oh, unfortunate for the Thurstanites. Trinity live to survive another day. They've knocked it on the line.
So close yet so far. Unfortunately, just unable to get it on the whitewash there. They did all the hard work, but was short on the first time of asking. And then when they went to dot it down, the referee said that it was lost forward. So play would have the ball would have it would have lost the player would have lost control of the ball, which unfortunately we are unable to tell you.
Altaf under a lot of pressure has to kick the ball and avert the risk. Isum Asmitha. Ball goes to the captain. Big tackle from Nahil Jaya. That's not looking too good for the Thurstan captain. He'll get a talking to and will be shown a card.
Okay, this card. Yellow card.
So it's a yellow to Nahil Jaya. Troubles continue for Trinity in the second half, but we have to get back to that conversation. Romario. So for his first half performance, we've had to debate quite a bit because we've kind of forgotten how Trinity performed in that first half, to be very frank. But I think for his contributions, Nisit Kumarasinghe is our Swiss Tech perfect player of the match. The co-vice captain for Trinity College continues his good work from the last season, was our most valuable player last season and this year as well. Seems to be continuing his good work. So congrats to you, Nisit, on that.
I think they are the types of player. He's the type of player who goes into the dark places and they are not noticed too much in the game, but they do all the hard work behind. And even at breakdowns and mauls.
Thurstan are not done yet. They want to have another score. They've got a very good line out and they've got a very good maul set up. Dislodged off the maul and joined the maul for a second there. Oh, that's a pretty interesting call. Line offside. There was a ruck there is the call. So Kavi Sindhu was running back, but there was a ruck, so there is an offside line.
Last roll of the dice for Thurstan College. We'll be hoping to try and finish off with a try. That will no doubt boost their confidence.
Lineouts have been working very well for Thurstan in this half, Romario. Really asked a lot of questions. Got a good rolling maul as well. They seem to be a very well conditioned team too, to play the full 70.
Just lacking a bit of size, unfortunately, but I think they will no doubt put up a good fight.
Line out collected. They've got the rolling maul set. Here's Thurstan. If they want this try, they need to be patient. And that's through the sides. Quick tap taken. And call back. Might have been from the wrong mark. Now what do they go for? Going for another line out once again. Notice issued to Trinity. They're not defending the maul correctly. Thurstan. Line out sorted once again. Now they break on the short side. Another advantage coming for Thurstan. They need to make the most of it. Kenula Pereira. Replacements on for Thurstan. Might have been an accidental obstruction there. And now we'll go back for yet another penalty. But I'd love to be on the stats team that counts the amount of penalties in this game. Second half might have had 10 plus penalties from the team that's going to win the game.
Quite a few penalties, as you rightly said. And unfortunately, Thurstan have not been able to make their opponents pay for the number of penalties. But Trinity, they will not be too pleased themselves for number one going down players twice in this game, not once, and for the number of penalties conceded as well.
Another yellow card issued to Trinity. This time, Prateep Yain showed the yellow. Once again, good line out. Kenul Anavaratna collects it. Here's Thurstan. This will make Coach Shamli Nawaz very happy if they get the Amana Bank try. It circles, it wheels, but it's still short of the line. And they've made it unplayable. It's a maul and not a tackle. Ball made unplayable. Thurstan denied of a try. And Trinity College get a victory. 38 points to 8. 38 points in the first half from Trinity. No points in the second half. Trinity win the first half. Thurstan win the second half. But Trinity win the war in the end.
Trinity College march on as they will set to take on the winner of the next few games, as the quarterfinals will be played in a week or so. Either DS or Zaira will battle Trinity out, but first things first, they somehow managed to get the season off to a good win. And but having said that, the coach will have to focus on a few errors that were made, but a win is a win. Now they will get back to the drawing board and regroup before they come for that quarter-final encounter.
Well, a coach that would be happy with the team at the end of 35, but not at the end of 70, Fazil Marija. This is lovely to see both teams just giving each other a quick high five and saying well played after 70 minutes. The first 70 minutes that these two teams will play. Thurstan College, unfortunately, will have to sit out after being knocked out in the pre-quarterfinals by a superior Trinity team who won the game at the end of 70 minutes, 38 points to 8. Good showing from Thurstan in the second half for a second consecutive year. But Trinity College, with their mammoth first half performance, seal a quarter-final berth in the Dialog Schools Rugby Knockouts 2026. Here are the highlights of the second half, and it'll be only on this side of the pitch because it was all Thurstan College. Ahad Sali scoring a try and a penalty going through as well. Here are the key stats of this game. 38 points to 8. Trinity College convincingly defeating Thurstan College on paper. 6 tries for Trinity, just the one for Thurstan that came in the second half. 4 conversions for Shan Altaf and just the one penalty for Akisha Pushpa Kumara. The Swiss Tech perfect pair of the match for today from Trinity, Nisit Kumarasinghe, the co-vice captain. As the sun goes down here in Colombo on an interesting game of rugby. We have quite a few more interesting games coming your way this week. A lot of action to look forward to on the Papare. You've got the big match between Royal and St. Thomas's starting tomorrow. That's at the SSC. But for the Dialog Schools Rugby Knockouts 2026, Wesley College take on Mahanama on the 13th. That's on Friday at the Royal College Sports Complex. St. Joseph's take on Kingswood. Isipatana take on Science. And DS take on Zahira. All 3 of those games will be played on the 14th on Saturday. And then on Sunday we have a double header. St. Thomas's College take on Sri Sumangala College, and Royal College take on St. Anthony's College here at CRNFC under lights. Well, we thank you all for joining in on the live stream for this pre-quarterfinal fixture, where Trinity College booked themselves a place in the quarterfinals. Until we see you next time on the Papare, I'm Abid Jamil signing off alongside Romario De Silva and the entire Papare technical and production crew. Have yourselves a good night.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Introducing the 2025 TVS Apache RTR 204V.
බෑග්වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මා ගාව නෑ මහත්තයා.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් Swiss Tech නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. Swiss Tech ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
සැරටම enjoy කරන්න party එකට go.
Night Go Pocket Perfume Youth එකට go එකක්.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සාතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
For passion, a competitive spirit is for the night owls, the hard workers. It's for those who do and want to keep doing. Right, real energy.
එතකොට මහත්තයාරුනේ ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් ග්‍රවුට් වෝටර්ප්‍රූෆ් ෆිල්ම් ස්කිම් කොට් නේ.
ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් නැද්ද මුදලාලි අතන කඩේ 140ක් දෙන්නම් කිව්වා.
බෑග්වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මා ගාව නෑ මහත්තයා.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් Swiss Tech නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. Swiss Tech ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
දවසම refresh when the train එකට go.
Night Go Pocket Perfume Youth එකට go එකක්.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සාතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
දවසම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් වෙන්න O3 Spirit and Freedom Perfumed Body Spray.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.